Have you ever found yourself just, hoping for that big break, that one lucky moment?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling that something external will just click and change everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of us fall into that trap sometimes, waiting for chance. But what if success isn't really about chance at all?
Hmm.
What if it's more of a deliberate thing, an ongoing process that's powered by something much closer to home, like an inner belief?
That's a really interesting way to frame it.
Well, today we're taking a deep dive into a really insightful book by Thibaut Meurisse. It's called Master Your Success: Timeless Principles to Develop Inner Confidence and Create Authentic Success.
And it's not just like a list of quick tips, is it?
No, not at all. It's more of a comprehensive roadmap. It's got 100 actionable principles broken down into 10 sections. The whole idea is to fundamentally shift how you approach your goals and, well, how you live your life, really.
Right.
So, our mission today, let's try and distill some of the most impactful ideas from this work. We want to explore those key principles that go beyond just fleeting tactics.
And offer a path, maybe, to build that genuine confidence and
Yeah.
create a life that feels, authentic, that resonates with your values.
Exactly, a life that resonates with you. So the book jumps right in, challenging this idea that success is mostly about luck, which, kind of goes against what we often see, right? The highlight reels.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And what's so powerful is how Murisi immediately shifts the focus back to control. He says it point blank. Luck is not a strategy.
Hmm. Luck is not a strategy. I like that.
Yeah, and it's not just a clever saying, it's like a foundational reframe. He argues success isn't some single event that just happens to you overnight.
Right.
Instead, he defines it as, and this is key, the result of consistent hard work carried out strategically on a daily basis and sustained over a long period of time.
Consistent, strategic, daily, long term. Okay.
Think about what that means for a second. If luck isn't your strategy, you stop passively waiting, right? You're not hoping for a break.
You're building it.
You're actively, consistently building your own momentum. And he uses these really relatable examples, the writer whose sales take off, but only after their 7th book.
Wow, seventh.
Yeah, not the first. Or the person who goes on maybe dozens of dates to find someone truly compatible. Or the aspiring coach who starts out offering free sessions.
To get better, to build experience.
Exactly. Honing their craft, improving bit by bit until they know they can charge for it. These aren't lucky breaks. They're the payoff from sustained strategic effort. Failures aren't failures, they're just feedback.
That reframing really does give you back the power, doesn't it? So if luck isn't the main driver, what is? And this seems to lead straight to what he calls the bedrock responsibility.
It does. And Big puts it right out there. Take 100% responsibility for your life. He calls it the most powerful thing you can do to transform your life.
Okay, 100% responsibility, that sounds heavy. Maybe even like self-blame.
Well, and that's a common reaction, but the author clarifies it. It's not really about blaming yourself for everything bad that's happened. It's more about accepting that your current situation, where you are right now, is largely down to who you are and what you do, or maybe what you haven't done.
Okay, so less blame, more ownership.
Exactly. Ownership. It's about reclaiming absolute control. It shifts you from feeling like a victim of circumstance to being the architect of your own future.
Architect, I like that metaphor.
Right. Because when you accept that responsibility, you maximize your chances for future goals. You stop wasting energy blaming, the economy or your boss or whatever.
That bad luck.
Or bad luck. And you focus entirely on what you can actually change, what you can improve, what you can influence. It's incredibly empowering, actually.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Meurisse even gives you, the listener, a direct challenge, an action step. What 2 or 3 things would you do differently, like right now, if you truly took 100% responsibility for everything in your life?
Whoa. That definitely makes you pause.
It does.
If you're truly accountable. Yeah, the excuses just kind of melt away. Okay, a critical part of owning that, being the architect, must be how we handle our most valuable resource, right? The one we can't get back. Time.
Absolutely. We all get the same 24 hours.
But some people just seem to achieve so much more with it. How?
Well, the principle, value your time, above all, gets right into that. Meurisse argues successful people protect their time, like fiercely. They get its finite nature.
How does that look, practically?
Well, in lots of ways. They might hire coaches or mentors, to speed up learning. They invest in courses. They get super clear on their goals and priorities.
Ruthlessly prioritize.
Yeah, ruthlessly. So they spend most of their time on things that directly move them towards their vision. They act with urgency, set deadlines. But maybe the biggest thing, They learn to say no to almost everything that isn't in line with their vision or values.
Oof, saying no. That's hard for a lot of people.
It's incredibly hard, especially if you're a people pleaser. But the book suggests you build that muscle. You realize every yes to something that's not aligned is actually a no to your real priorities.
That's a good way to think about it.
And by contrast, people who aren't getting where they want to go often treat time like it's infinite. They procrastinate, get distracted easily.
Endlessly scrolling.
Outer.
We've all been there.
Totally. And the author's reminder is stark but simple. Every second that ticks by, gone forever, it really forces you to look at your habits.
It really does. Makes you confront where the time is actually going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we embrace this responsibility. We start guarding our time. The next step in the deep dive seems to be looking inward. Knowing yourself. Why is self-awareness so key for authentic success, the kind that actually fulfills you?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the book makes a really compelling argument. It says it's almost impossible to design your ideal life if you don't know who you are and what you value the most.
So without knowing yourself, you're just guessing at what makes you happy.
Pretty much. It echoes Socrates, right? Know thyself. The book calls self-awareness a powerful catalyst for growth. And this isn't just like fluffy navel-gazing, it's real internal work.
What does that involve, according to the book?
It means really knowing your strengths, but also your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Acknowledging your feelings, not stuffing them down, identifying those disempowering thought patterns.
And negative self-talk, like, I'm not good enough.
Exactly. Those internal narratives that hold you back without you even realizing it sometimes.
Okay.
And also uncovering your blind spots, things others see in us that we don't.
Okay.
Without that deep dive into yourself, the risk is you end up pursuing goals that aren't truly yours. You live by society's script.
And maybe achieve a lot but still feel empty?
Precisely. You get to the end and realize you climbed the wrong ladder. It's a recipe for regret.
That's a sobering thought, chasing someone else's dream. Okay, so this leads perfectly into the next bit, which I found really interesting. Defining success on your own terms. How do we do that?
Yeah, this principle, define what success means to you, is absolutely vital for that authenticity we're talking about. Meurisse basically says, stop looking for everyone else's approval. Get brutally honest about what genuinely lights you up.
So forget the standard stuff. The big house, the fancy job title. If that's not your thing.
If it's not genuinely your thing, yes. Let go of those external benchmarks if they don't align with your core values. Now, he warns this can lead to some difficult decisions.
Like what?
Maybe leaving a secure job that drains your soul. Or ending a relationship that doesn't support who you want to become. Tough choices, sure.
But necessary for real fulfillment.
Exactly. Because those choices ensure your definition of success actually brings you joy and meaning. And he gives a practical exercise for this too.
Yeah.
He asks you to list 5 must-haves for your successful life. And then try to boil down your personal definition of success in 1 or 2 sentences.
That sounds deceptively simple, probably quite hard.
It is, but incredibly clarifying. It forces you to get specific.
Okay, so you define your vision, you know your must-haves, but then comes the big leap, right? Actually becoming the person who lives that life. How does the book guide us there?
Right, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Once you know what you want, how do you actually commit? Section 3 of the book, deciding who you want to be, is all about this.
Deciding who you want to be.
Yeah, and it states pretty profoundly, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be.
Wow. So destiny isn't fixed, it's a choice.
It's presented as an active choice, yes, not just a motivational platitude. This conscious decision, this commitment to step into that desired identity, he says, it activates your hidden talents and strengths. It stops you leaving your growth up to chance or randomness.
So you're not waiting for circumstances to shape you, you're actively choosing. Daily.
Daily, moment by moment even. It's a proactive declaration.
And that decision, that commitment, has to show up in the day-to-day, right? It can't just be a one-off declaration.
Exactly. It needs to be lived. And that's where the principle, be intentional during your day, comes in. The author calls intent your superpower.
Your superpower. How so?
Well, he describes it as awareness in action. It's about proactively deciding how you want your day to go, instead of just reacting to whatever emails or demands hit you first.
So less reactive, more deliberate.
Totally. It means consciously choosing, say, your mood when you wake up, deciding the attitude you'll bring to work, how you'll interact with your family, what specific tasks get your focus,
Yeah.
and always having a clear why behind those choices.
Okay, I see the difference. Instead of waking up, grabbing the phone, and letting the world dictate your mood.
Right. You pause. You decide. What kind of day do I want to create? It's not about controlling every single second, obviously, but bringing that conscious awareness to your key choices throughout the day.
Reclaiming control moment by moment, making sure your actions line up with that person you've decided to be.
Precisely.
Okay, this is powerful stuff. We've got responsibility, time, self-awareness, defining success, deciding who to be, being intentional. Now let's talk about inner confidence. It's right there in the book's subtitle. How do we get to a place where we truly believe we can achieve these goals we've set, especially the big, scary ones?
Yeah, belief is huge. And this is where the internal work really deepens. The principle, believe you can, emphasizes that the very act of believing, it activates your potential and unleashes your creativity.
So belief isn't just nice to have, it actually does something.
According to the book, yes. It's not just wishful thinking. When you genuinely believe something's possible, your brain actively starts seeking solutions, opportunities, ways to make it happen. It stops focusing only on the obstacles.
That makes sense.
Meurisse shares his own mantra, which I love. If someone else can achieve something, so can you.
Simple but powerful.
Isn't it? Because it immediately shifts your thinking.
Yeah.
It takes it away from, can I do it? Or am I capable? And moves it to, okay, how can I do it? You start asking better questions, looking for resources, learning from others, and that naturally leads to better results. Your belief system literally filters your reality.
Change the filter, change the reality. Okay. But let's be honest, what about those inner critics, those limiting beliefs that whisper, no, you can't, or you'll fail again? We all have them.
Oh, for sure, those internal saboteurs. And the book tackles this directly with challenge your limiting beliefs. It makes the crucial point that most of these beliefs, they aren't actual facts.
They just feel like fact.
Exactly. They feel true because they're often deeply programmed, maybe from childhood, past experiences, things society told us, but they're just programs.
So how do we challenge them? How do we rewrite the program?
The author lays out a pretty systematic process. First, you pinpoint an area where you feel stuck, where you're not getting the results you want. Then, you list all the reasons or excuses you tell yourself why that is.
Okay, get specific.
Then comes the crucial part. You challenge the truth of those reasons. Are they objectively true? Or just stories you've been repeating? Next, you actively hunt for evidence in your own life or others that disproves that limiting belief.
Find counter evidence. Create some doubt in the old belief.
Precisely. It creates that cognitive dissonance. Then, you consciously choose a new, empowering belief you want to install instead. And finally, you reinforce that new belief with an affirmation, repeating it until it starts to feel more natural than the old one.
It's like consciously rewiring your brain.
That's exactly the idea, recognizing old programs and actively updating them.
So applying this daily, what does it mean for our self-talk? How we mentally gear up for success?
It means being incredibly deliberate about two key practices. Practice positive self-talk and practice visualization.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, our self-talk is potent, right? It shapes our feelings, our beliefs, our actions, instead of the default inner critic most of us have.
Yeah, the one that's always pointing out flaws.
Right. The book says consciously shift to using language of inspiration, love, and self-compassion. Basically, talk to yourself like you'd talk to a friend you really care about. Encourage yourself.
Be your own best friend internally.
Kind of, yeah. And tied closely to that is visualization. He calls it a most powerful tool. And again, this isn't woo-woo stuff. It's grounded in neuroscience.
How does that work?
Basically, your mind cannot tell the difference between an actual experience and an imagined one. So when you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, acing that presentation, crossing that finish line, having that conversation go well, you're essentially rehearsing it mentally.
Priming yourself to success.
Exactly. CEOs do it, athletes do it, musicians do it. They mentally rehearse to boost confidence and performance before they even start. It makes the desired outcome feel more familiar, more achievable.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We've covered the mindset, the inner game. Now let's shift to doing. Turning that confidence into actual results. The book has a whole section on getting things done. What's the crucial first step, especially for people who get stuck planning forever?
Ah, yes, analysis paralysis. A killer. Well, what's fascinating here is the huge emphasis the book places on just starting.
Just start. Sounds too simple.
It does, but it's profound. The principle is, get started, and it quotes Zig Ziglar. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
I've heard that one.
And the book really drives home why starting is key. It says, real clarity will only come when you start because reality will give you the necessary feedback.
Ah, so you can't figure everything out perfectly in advance.
Nope. Often we wait for the perfect plan or the perfect moment or until we feel 100% ready, which never comes. Meurisse argues that's just procrastination in disguise.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. So instead, he says, take the smallest possible step. Just break the inertia, make one call, write one paragraph, do 5 push-ups, whatever it is.
Get the ball rolling, however small.
Exactly. That tiny action builds momentum, but more importantly, it gives you real-world feedback that no amount of planning can. You enter the arena, get your hands dirty, and trust the path will become clearer as you move.
Okay, start small, get feedback, adjust. Makes sense. But even with a strong start and the right mindset, setbacks happen, right? Life throws curveballs. How does the book advise us to keep going when things get tough, when we feel like quitting?
Right, because they will get tough. And this connects directly to resilience, emotional resilience. Often that's the real differentiator. The principle here is honor the struggle.
Honor the struggle, not just push through it.
Honor it. It teaches that struggle isn't an anomaly. It isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. It reframes difficulty. It's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're doing something meaningful.
Okay, so struggle is expected. Normal, even.
Expected and necessary for growth. It's through perseverance, through leaning into that discomfort, that you separate yourself from everyone who quits when things get hard. And the book reminds us, the real prize often isn't just the goal itself.
But who you become.
Yes, in the person you have to become to reach it. The struggle builds your character, deepens your resolve, teaches you things. It's an opportunity for transformation, not just an obstacle.
Seeing obstacles as opportunities, that shifts things. And related to honoring that struggle, especially when results aren't showing up immediately, what else is crucial? It's easy to get discouraged in the quiet periods.
Absolutely. And closely related to honoring the struggle is the principle, embrace patience, which, let's face it, in our world of instant everything, can be one of the toughest.
Tell me about it. We want results yesterday.
Exactly. But the book highlights that real, meaningful success often grows exponentially, not in a straight line. You might put in work for weeks, months, maybe longer, without seeing huge outward results.
The plateau phase.
Yeah, that plateau. And it can be incredibly demotivating. But consistency during those times, that's what leads to the eventual breakthrough, that upward curve.
So patience isn't just waiting around.
No, not passive waiting. It's described as an active, informed faith in the process. It comes from having an accurate model of reality, understanding that effort compounds over time, like interest, even if you don't see it day to day.
Trusting the process, even when it's slow.
Trusting that every small, consistent action is building towards something significant. That patience lets you keep going when the immediate rewards aren't there.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot today, a really deep dive into these core principles from master your success.
We really have, from luck not being a strategy.
Right, to taking that radical self-responsibility, valuing your time fiercely.
Then digging into self-awareness, defining success on your own terms, deciding who you want to be.
Building that inner confidence, challenging limiting beliefs, using visualization.
And finally, the action part. Just starting, honoring the struggle, and embracing patience.
It really provides such a robust framework, doesn't it, for genuine transformation. It feels like a powerful call to action for anyone listening, a reminder that your journey is yours to define, yours to build.
Definitely. It puts the keys back in your hands.
And the book's conclusion ties it all together so beautifully. It says, true success isn't about what you achieve, but about who you become in the process of pursuing worthy goals.
I like that emphasis on becoming.
Yeah. And then it adds, more importantly, success is about how you improve the lives of other people. It's about becoming a better spouse, parent, friend, or colleague.
So it connects personal growth to impact.
Exactly. Which leads to this powerful thought. This is why I firmly believe it is your responsibility to reach your fullest potential. You're not helping anybody by making yourself smaller than you really are.
Wow. That's quite a statement. Don't play small.
Don't play small. So we want to leave you, our listener, with this question to mull over. Thinking about everything we've discussed, what single act rooted in your authentic self, driven by your deepest values, could create the most meaningful ripple effect in the lives of others starting today?